Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where Edutainment explains it. Hey, we back in the building with Space Ghost number 4, David Pepose and Jonathan Lau, The Further Adventures, Dynamite Comics, Zorak. Now, all of y'all folks that Space Ghost fans, y'all know who Zorak is. Sometimes we take him seriously, most times not. And again, I blame Space Ghost Coast to Coast for making such a joke of Space Ghost. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to see Space Ghost deal with this situation. What's the situation? Got to get to it before you know what the situation is. And before we get to the situation, we have to do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to the page so that when the material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother Sheldon put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share, because edutainment is what I do. And what I do, Space Ghost. Number 4, David Pepose, writer Jonathan Lau, artist. It's going down. Let's get to it. Omega in prison. Actually, the prison name on Space Ghost and definitely in Space Ghost comics. So again, shouts out to you, David, for doing your research. And again, you know who it is. You see the profile. You see the antennas. All you want to know is, how is he coming in this incarnation? And he's coming a little wild. Oh my goodness. He ain't gonna be no nice guy. He come to see you. He ain't gonna tickle you. And that was 3 hours ago. Priority alert. We got to get over there because there's a situation going down. And that's how they thinking about it. And Space Ghost is already like, I already know what's going on. It's Zorak. And we got to get that cat contained. But I got to go see about some other stuff. And he tells them the story of how him and Zorak fought to a standstill. And he barely beat him. So he ain't trying to do that again. And they want to go with him, Adventure Space Ghost and the kids. But he like, nah. And his eyes going red, angry. Nah, you stay here. And he wasn't having no conversation, no slick comments like they be doing in the other couple issues. You saying here, shut up and stay here. And they took off. And so where is Space Ghost going? He going to planet Bellerophon because that's the last place Zorak had a base. And I'm going to be calling out Space Ghost feats as they occur so that y'all can start putting some respect on Space Ghost's name. He can generate light with his power bands. We all agree? Check the feet. Now, when you got them predator type colors on you and something creeping up from behind and you don't know what it is, of course, you know what's about to happen. You about to get suckered. Hey, another thing of note, definitely of note, so of note, did Space Ghost just get hit by what appears to be a gigantic ass robot and tank it? Not only tank it, but land in a position ready to fight. So let's put some respect on Space Ghost's durability levels. Thank you. And there is the giant robot, Titanor. That's a big robot. You got a name like Titanor, and we know where that name comes from. Gigantor. Everybody's stealing everybody's stuff. But let's move on. Ghost Planet is getting a call from Grax 3. They're under attack. And what do y'all decide to do? The thing that the kids always do all the time. The exact opposite of what their parents or the person in charge of them told them not to do. They takes off in the space coupe. They don't call it the space coupe in this comic book, but that is definitely the space coupe. Oh, is that Space Ghost engaging Titanor and bending metal in his hands without the augmentation of power bands in any way, shape, or form that I can see? Let's put some respect on Space Ghost's strength levels. Thank you. And I think he's strategically retreating, not running, because he comes back with a full face blast trying to scrap heap this robot. But hey, I give props where props is due. The robot ain't no sucker either. Titanor got some game. And is that a full out blast? Double nozzled blast hitting Space Ghost and plowing him into the ground? Well, we don't know how he's going to recover from it. Meanwhile, Grax 3, Jan and Jace are creeping around on Invisible Power with Blip and find Zorak stomping on people's heads and squishing them. What are you gonna do? Not call Space Ghost, as we probably suspected, and wanted to do it on their own, knocking folks out. Blip cheering like they really did some stuff. Don't y'all know what this is? Don't y'all know what this is? Don't y'all know what this is? If Admiral Akbar were here, he would tell you it's a trap. And they got gear specifically geared. Oh my goodness. But anyway, gear specifically designed to deal with stealth people. They were expecting somebody to come through here in Invisible Power. See, that's why these people worship Zorak, because he's smart. Or he just has knowledge of his enemy. Speaking of which, his enemy is going toe-to-toe with this robot. Simultaneously, Jan and Jace are trying to take on these crooks, but they can't, and they get disarmed. And here's Space Ghost getting a dog crap beat out of him by this robot. That don't look so good on that bottom panel. Plowing him into the ground. And here, he ain't taking no more of that at the bottom. But we know Jan and Jace was going to be prisoners. And here comes Zorak to talk to him. And here's Space Ghost overcoming that robot finally. So after all of that blasting, he tanked that too. More respect on the durability. And there he is stomping and smashing a rope. Hey, look like you're doing damage. Again, with the strength, let's put some respect on it. But we know what's happening right here. Zorak is calling Space Ghost. Oh dear. And he's got his young charges. And what does he want in return for their safety? He wants them safely returned to him in exchange for Space Ghost power bands. Here we go. And thank you again, David Pepose, for sticking true to Space Ghost's episodic motifs. That very much sounds like a Space Ghost episode. I'll let them go if you give me your power bands. So, how's it going to turn out? If you are a fan of Space Ghost, or if you understand episodic situations involving a hero and a protagonist antagonist type situation, you know what's going to happen. I ain't got to explain and break it down, but if you want to see it reviewed here, I suggest you pull up when I get the next issue of Space Ghost by David Pepose and Jonathan Lau, Dynamite Comics. Please pull up for it. But that's it for now, y'all. That's it for now. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of the other ones. And until do, yo, Y'all be good. Be good.